Life is a balance of good and bad. It is good in a way that life has been so precious as we live healthy and happy, and in opposite, for a reason that there exist any circumstances that may happen in no day and time. And having the knowledge about first aid, we could consider ourselves as lifesavers. Let us be enlightened of what first aid is all about. Involves a timely response to emergencies and immediate care of sick and injured people. Trained first aiders apply a range of procedures and techniques that offer care when accidents and injuries occur. Let us be informed and keep in mind that a first aider aims to preserve life, prevent harm, and promote recovery.
First aid is an important tool in quickly responding to accidents to ensure that injuries can be efficiently and promptly dealt with before a trained medical professional arrives to administer more specialized treatment. First aid is emergency care given immediately to an injured person. The purpose of first aid is to minimize injury and future disability. There are 5 P ways that serves as a purpose and make first aid kit important. So, the first one is preservation of life. Second one, prevention of illness or injury from escalating. Third one, promoting recovery. Fourth, relieving pain. And lastly, protect the unconscious. And as a whole, along with the 5 objectives, first aid also provides reassurance to the patient and confidence in the first aider to respond appropriately. It's a necessary and critical stage for preventing serious harm and is an indispensable skill to have. And that makes sense for us to be aware of the importance of first aid.
Have you scalded your arm after touching a hot pan or spilled coffee on yourself accidentally? The severity of burns are categorized into first, second, and third degrees. For minor burns, which is first or second lower degree, this is treatable at home, while others have to be treated in a medical facility. Directly after receiving a burn, place the affected area under cool water for 10 to 15 minutes or until the pain eases. This is to stop the burn from spreading to the surrounding area. Remove items such as rings or tight jewelry from the affected area. Do this before the swelling starts. Apply a thin layer of aloe vera lotion on the burned area to help soothe the pain and promote healing. Make sure that affected area is kept clean and dry to prevent infection. If the burn has an open wound, clean and dress the wound like how you would for a small cut or abrasion. Do not apply butter or ice on the wound as it might set the affected area up for frostbites or infections.
Burns is a tissue damage caused by heat, chemicals, electricity, sunlight, or nuclear radiation. The most common burns are those caused by a hot liquid or steam, burning fires, and flammable liquids and gases.
Heat stroke is the most serious heat-related illness. It occurs when the body becomes unable to control its temperature. The body's temperature rises rapidly. The sweating mechanism fails and the body is unable to cool down. When heat stroke occurs, the body temperature can rise to 106 Fahrenheit or higher within 10 to 15 minutes. Heat stroke can cause death or permanent disability if emergency treatment is not given. Then we have fainting. Fainting is sudden and temporary loss of consciousness. This usually occurs due to lack of oxygen deprivation to the brain, including low blood pressure. Fainting is not usually serious. However, sometimes it can indicate a serious medical issue.
Ouch! My feet it hurts.
Here are the do's and the don'ts when responding to sports injuries. Do's. Number 1. Do know what the injury is. Number 2. Take action right away. Number 3. Do know what kind of pain you have. And number 4. Do stop if it hurts. The don'ts. Don't attempt to treat it on yourself. Number 2, don't stretch a pulled or torn muscle. And number 3, don't create new injuries.
Sprain happens when ligaments or fibrous tissues connecting bones pulls or tears. Sprain frequently happen during the basketball game, and one way to prevent it is through physical conditioning. Working out on the muscles that you're going to use during the event would enable your body to prepare and develop your optimum performance. So when you get strained, the best thing that you're going to do is to perform price. Price means protect, rest, ice, compression, and elevation. And what are the things that you're not going to do is first, do not exert effort in the injured area. Another is do not exert effort or mobilize the injured area. So before this ends, I would like to remind you, you are safe when you are knowledgeable.
When it comes to safety, there is no exact way to avoid getting into an accident or getting injured. But there are ways how to minimize it. And here are some things you need to remember every day. First, make sure to get enough rest. Rest if you are tired. Number 2, receive proper hydration. Drink plenty of water. Maintain proper nutrition and exercise every day. While playing sports, make sure to wear your protective equipment. Make sure to have your stretching. Warm up before doing an activity and cool down after. Strengthen your muscle, perform your drills, and condition your body. And most importantly, follow the rules. In everything that we do, we must know the safety measures because safety always comes first. And it is also very important for each of us to know how to perform the first aid.